All right, so I'm out fishing today and I got something crazy to try, something you probably haven't heard of in years. Maybe you've never heard of, but it's the Banjo Minnow. Now back in the 90s when these things came out, they were on every infomercial, on every TV show. You know, as a kid, I had to have them. I had them and I caught fish on them, but you know, they kind of went away, you know, and if you haven't seen that infomercial, look it up. It's probably on YouTube. It's kind of funny looking at it now, but they are back. You know, actually they contacted me, it's been about a year ago, and I'm just now getting to it. You know, I honestly forgot about these. I did a couple posts with it, but I have not fished them. I'm gonna see how they do today on a lake that I've never been to. And I know these fish have never seen this. There's no bass out here that are old enough to remember this thing. You know, I doubt anyone still is fishing these, but it's the Banjo Minnow. And I'll show you what they look like rigged up. I rigged one up already. It's kind of like the precursor to a swim bait in a way. It's a kind of also like a fluke. You know, it's kind of a unique design and it works. So here's the bait, just a bait fish style deal. You know, you can see there's a bunch of different colors. I got bright chartreuse ones, I got baby bass ones. But basically it's just like a swim bait or a fluke. It's kind of a combination of both of those, or maybe even like a sluggo if you remember those. But they're rigged on a screw lock. So you screw the screw lock on there, you slide it onto the hook. These are the hooks that it comes with. They're actually not that great of hooks, honestly. I think I'm gonna use, I got one of these shiner hooks that I used back in the day for wacky rigs. I'll probably rig it up on this because it's a little bit sturdier. And they have two stoppers on either end of that spring. So the bait kind of has some free swinging movement, but it also won't come off the barb. So that's kind of a big key. You don't want to lose your bait, obviously. So that's pretty cool. They also come with a rubber band that you put on the barb of the hook and this little eye. The eye is really kind of crazy. You know, it's open eye, which, you know, now a lot of like flipping hooks and stuff like that, you know, the big thing is those welded eyes. This one's open intentionally so you can slide that rubber band in there. So they're like little tiny rubber bands, you know, kind of like those, you know, orthodontics rubber bands. I don't think I'm gonna rig it that way, honestly. I think I'm gonna just throw it on that weedless wacky hook. Here's what the rubber bands look like. But, you know, it does do the job, I guess. It protects from getting snagged, and you can still, when you set the hook, the rubber band gets out of the way. So kind of a unique bait that was really ahead of its time, I think. But they're back. I'm gonna fish them today. Again, these fish have never seen this thing. This is the Banjo Minnow. So they are available. So if you want that blast from the past, you can buy them. They're still available. I don't know if it's new ownership or whatever it is, but you can buy them. I'll put the information below. But I'm gonna go fish the Banjo Minnow. All right, so I'm done fishing for the day. Threw the Banjo Minnow a lot today. I fished it around shallow grass, around a bunch of standing timber, and I didn't catch anything. It was really kind of disappointing, but it was just a tough day of fishing. I mean, this is a power plant lake, 88-degree water temp right now. I mean, there really wasn't a shallow bite at all today. The only fish I caught were way out deep. But a few thoughts on this Banjo Minnow. So the big size actually has a lot of action. You could tell it's, you know, has a lot of flexibility in it, and it looks really cool in the water. I mean, you could fish it like a fluke. That's primarily what I did, twitching it. One cool thing about it is just that spring, you know, it has a lot of free movement on it. So that's something that's really cool about this, and really you could probably do that with any soft plastic and give them a different look with that same Banjo Minnow style rigging. Now, I tried the little one. This thing doesn't look like anything. I mean, it doesn't have hardly any action at all. You know, I would think maybe a drop shot, but, you know, on one of those hooks, it really doesn't do much. I mean, maybe you would catch them if they're, you know, a little pond or something. The middle size has a little bit more action, but I really just threw this big size the most just because it had the most realistic looking action. It looked like a bait fish instead of a leaf, you know, which this little one looked like in the water. So really cool, kind of nostalgic just to going back and fishing the Banjo Minnow. I mean, I really wish I would have caught one on it just to say I did, but I'm definitely going to throw it again because I think that'll be awesome to catch one on this. I don't know about the durability of these. You know, this thing is really ripped up, and like I said, I didn't catch anything, so not the best durability, but I guess I did fish it a lot, so maybe that's it, you know, just working it too hard. Whatever the case, it was cool fishing the Banjo Minnow. You know, if you want to feel, you know, like you're in the 90s again, they are for sale. I'll put the link down below. You can check them out. Banjo Minnow, they're back.